What's up, guys? Craig Mack, Liberty Bell Beekeepers here. So we're out in Ardmore, Pennsylvania, and we're looking at some honeybees. So I have up here a multiple year colony. Went inside, drilled a hole, thought they might be in a roof line, but looks like they're confined to the eave. They're going from right about where that separation into two pieces of crown molding is, a couple of feet down to the left, and I think they got that pretty well filled. And I believe we have another one over this way, although I'm not seeing the same activity, and it's possible that this is all the same colony. It's been here multiple years, and they were seeing activity down here, but I'm seeing like 3 or 4 entry points, so this could all be just a single, and they just have multiple entry points. So I'm going to get up there and open this eave up and see what we can see. All right, so I'm up on my ladder, and this down here is the second potential colony. I got a heat signature down there that's pretty strong. This is a slate roof. And with these slate roofs, they're beautiful and all, but there's tons of places for stuff to get in. You can see I got entry points here, lots of propolis there, and like I said, up to about where that seam is in the crown molding. So crown molding's got to come off. This one by's got to come off. These things are essentially hollow. Lots of space in these old homes. They're beautiful homes, but they built them to last, but they didn't build them with the most secure when it comes to honeybee infestations. A lot of these places have a long history of infestations just because of the nature of their building, but they're beautiful homes and they'll last a million years. But we end up with problems like this. So I'm going to cut into this crown molding and start peeling it apart. All right, so we got our space opened up, and by the grace of God, they weren't attached to the back side of this one by, except for down here, which I don't know how the heck they avoided that, but man, that made life easy, because usually they attach, like down here, to the back side of this heavy material. So when you pull it off, it completes a whole mess. But looks like they built bee space in along that, which really helps me in this removal. So I'll get some comb out of here in pretty decent pieces without any real major disruption to it, which is fantastic. Got a little bit of spillage up here, but that's minimal. So we won't have a soppy dripping mess down here like we do often when we attach to the back side of this. So you can see down here we got that comb on that lower half that's attached to the back, but that whole upper side is really clean, surprisingly, but that's sweet for me. So I'm geared up today. The bees were a little bit aggressive when I first opened up. We came out of some rain this morning. Sun's out and it's getting humid. It's going to be close to 80 or close to 90 today. And it'll be the first really sweaty one we're dealing with for me, so might as well get used to it. But here we are. Beautiful. I didn't access the second colony yet, but we'll worry about that one after this one. All right, so luckily I found my queen. I'm not sure if these bees had swarmed yet this year. A lot of bees, not a ton of drones like in some of the other ones. Decent bit of drone brood, lots of capped brood, and lots of eggs. So I'm thinking this could be a 2023 queen and not a swarm, not a 24 queen, but It's tough to tell this time of the year. We're in that weird space. Most of the bees have kind of a carniolan look to them. They're kind of soft black and gray, and others have some of the orange. You can see here a couple of different types of coloration, and this queen kind of has a little bit of that look to her with that striped abdomen and gold, but you can see the worker next to her looks very carniolan, so who knows, but she's a hell of a queen. A lot of brood, a lot of bees. So we got most of everything out, although what's tricky about these old homes is space, as I was saying earlier. Looked like the colony was confined to this eave, but you got spaces like this where I got a lot of bees going in and out. We're pretty tight to the stone down there, but I definitely see some comb on this side. So at this point I'm thinking that there's comb on this side, so since I have the queen, which is great, I'm gonna flood the back of this with some Honeybee Gone, which is a repellent, and just try to drive all the bees out of there, at least as much as possible. I'm going to give them a few minutes to kind of settle in, and maybe I'll set my queen up here to, oh boy, I got a bunch of bees up in this compartment, so I got to take this off, or again do the same thing with the Honeybee Gone. Get my endoscope out and make sure I got all the comb out of here, because I don't believe I do yet. So I have to make sure, especially with these long-term infestations, I don't need return calls. I don't need to come back here. This is where these things get tricky, and it's not for everybody. No matter what you see on TikTok, you got to have some kind of knowledge of what's happening in these structures. So we'll get to it. So I used a boatload of steel wool to stuff all these cracks, a bunch of spray foam, and finished it off by jamming it full as I could with bat insulation, and then put it all back together. And that's how it's done. Thanks for watching.